Hi there, so if you are new to my channel, my name is Oriana, and I have been making random little videos about random things that I care about for the last year or so, and I am a first year student at university. I am taking I'm doing a double major in English and philosophy, and yeah, might be minoring in religious studies or early modern studies. Not sure about that yet. That's to be determined. And I'm coming at you today with a video called the Goodreads tag, but it's kind of mostly just like a tag about reading and books and stuff in general. I don't really use Goodreads that much, but that's not true. I definitely check out reviews of books a lot before I go out and buy them on Goodreads. And every now and then I'll mark that I've read a book or that I want to read a book or something. But I don't really beef up my profile or anything. There's not really much there at all. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm not doing all of the questions on this tag. There we go. Because I don't like all of them, so I'm just doing the ones that I want. And yeah. So the first question is the last book that you read, and the last book that I read was Into the Wild by Jon Krakauer. Yeah. That was really good. I really enjoyed the story and the life of Chris McCandless. But I have to say that I just got increasingly frustrated with Chris and his decisions and his attitudes. But that being said, I related to him a lot, and I totally understand why he did the things that he did, and but I just don't know if I don't know. I have a lot of mixed feelings. I was very upset for the second half of the book the whole time, just because I was like, I love this book, I'm enjoying it, but I'm also really stressed out this whole time because he's doing all these things that I don't know. I think there's something about there being a real story and a real person that just makes you want to be like, no, don't do that, or I wish you had done this instead, or just wait, or something like that. Because they're real, and you know that they actually went out there and did all of those things. Whereas when I'm reading a fiction novel and someone is doing something that I don't agree with, then I'm just like, well, they'll do what they want. So I'm currently reading The Secret History by Donna Tartt, but I'm also currently reading American Gods by Neil Gaiman, kind of weirdly because I was reading it and I got about a third of the way through, American Gods that is, and then I lost it, and so I was like, oh my god, I don't even know where this quote is from, but a half-finished book is a half-finished love affair, and that is very true. That is how I felt, but I was very upset about it, and so I talked to my dad, because I was reading because my dad had already read it, and he said he would mail me his copy. So I was waiting, and I was waiting, and I was waiting, because I don't live where my dad lives. I live in a different province. My family lives in Ontario, but I live in Nova Scotia. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting to get this book in the mail, and it just felt like it was never coming, so I had to start a new book. So I started and finished Into the Wild, and then I started The Secret History, and then I found the book that I lost where I had already looked for it. It was just under my bed, which is where I thought it was, which is why I looked there, but I don't know, I guess I missed it the first time. And then my dad's copy came in the mail, the next day. So, yeah, So I'm technically in the middle of The Secret History right now, but as soon as that is done, I will resume where I stopped in American Gods. So next question is like, what is to be read for you? So right now, things that like I need to, not that I need to read, but are in my like upcoming list that I have that are just sitting around waiting for me to read them are Enigma Variations by, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Andre Ackerman, I don't know. Beloved by Toni Morrison. I just wanted to make sure I didn't fuck up that name, because if I did, I'm sure people would be very annoyed with me. It's just about time that I read that book. Armada, which is Ernest Cline. I just want to really read that because I loved Ready Player One so much. And then Watership Down, which when I was at Indigo and I was looking at books, the guy who was checking me out, he had a tattoo, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And he was like, this is actually from this is an image of the god from a book called Watership Down, and he explained the premise to me. It's kind of like a children's book, but it's very intellectually stimulating, and from what I am aware of, it's kind of like a critique of human beings through the eyes of a rabbit. So I love that. I have a bunny. I love my bunny so much. I love bunnies so much. So as soon as he said that there were rabbits involved, I was like, whoa, gotta do that. The next book I'm going to read, it's right here, so I'm going to show it, is Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. And I'm really excited to read this. It looks so good. I like it because it's kind of short, so it's going to be like one of those like nice breezy reads. And I prefer, just as a reader, I know writing takes time and you have to do whatever, as long as it takes you to write something and get a story done. But for me, when I'm reading series, I really like little like breezy reads. I don't know, I just find it kind of like paces things well, but I don't know. I'm just really excited. I think this is a really beautiful book too, so a compelling cover is always nice. Can't judge a book by its cover, but nice covers are nice. So I'm excited. I saw the movie, but when I saw it, I was drunk, so I don't remember much about it, but I know that I liked it. To buy next, The Road by something Cormac, I want to say. I've heard a lot of bad things about this book, but my dad and my brother read it, and it really had an impact on them. And there's a really good quote from that book that I don't even know where I found it, but it was like, light a little fire inside of you, and however long or however hidden, just make sure that there's still something burning inside, or something like that. But I remember I read that quote when I was like 12, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And I've seen the movie. I've heard the movie is more exciting and well-paced than the book, obviously, because the movie is going to be more exciting. But I loved it, and I loved the premise, and people say it's really, really depressing, but I'm not going to lie. A depressing book is often a good book. And then I want to read The Souls of Black Folk by W.E.B. Du Bois, but he pronounces it Du Bois because he's American, so I guess Du Bois. We learned about that in anthropology, so I'm really excited. I really want to read that. So favorite quotes from books. So the first quote is a Henry David Thoreau quote from Walden that when I read it, I was like, I love this quote so much, which is, "This is the earth of which we have heard, of chaos and old night." And I don't know, I thought that was very beautiful. And then the next one is from Call Me By Your Name. It's, if you've seen the movie, you know it's from the long monologue at the end, but that obviously came from the book, and this is part of the monologue in the book. "We rip out so much of ourselves to be cured of things faster that we should..." No. I'm going to try that again. "We rip out so much of ourselves to be cured of things faster than we should, that we go bankrupt by the age of 30 and have less to offer each time we start with someone new. But to feel nothing so as not to feel anything, what a waste." I love that quote. Favorite authors, Neil Gaiman is my only favorite author. Other than that, I don't really have any alliances or preferences. I think Andre Ackerman will be a new favorite just because I love Call Me By Your Name, and I've heard very good things about Enigma Variations, so I can suspect that. And I really liked Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I think Ernest Cline did a really good job with that book. But I think Armada is going to be a bit of a disappointment, so I don't know if he'll be a favorite author. And then favorite books, I just added in this question myself. Harry Potter. Ready Player One, To Kill a Mockingbird, Call Me By Your Name, and Walden, I guess. I really liked Walden. Anyways, thank you for watching.